Alright everybody, welcome back for part 2 of the Cars 200, the first race of the Michigan weekend here. Green flag back in the air as Daniel Schwab is the leader over Mark George and Vincent Marsh. And we are nearing the end of this race. We are on, I believe this is now lap 15. I can't quite see down here because I'm working with Windows Movie Maker and the graphics aren't too good on this. So I'm able to see, the cars and the colors and everything, so I know who's out front and all that. But as far as those little numbers down there in that left-hand screen, I can't quite tell what lap it is until we get to a certain point. But Daniel Schwab is the leader. Steve Marsh now starting to come up the inside. So is Chad Skinner. So is John Worry. Skinner's gone to victory lane in this series. Whoa! Anthony Nodder kind of getting a little squirrely back there, going down 3 wide for the lead. And Steve Marsh still out in front. And I believe it says there's 18 laps completed out of 20. I think that's what it says anyway. As Chad Skinner is now the car that could pass Steve Marsh for the win. The race is further back. It is Steve Marsh and Chad Skinner. They're kind of all by themselves. A little 2-car breakaway, it would seem. Heading into turn 3, it's still Steve Marsh. Right on the back bumper is Chad Skinner, maybe trying to go to victory lane in this series. He has a Snickers Cup Series win in that black 66 car. He's in a black 66 truck here. Anthony Nodder suddenly starting to come up with a big head of steam up in that 3rd position. Could he be a challenger for the win? But nope, here comes John Worry down to the inside 3 wide going for 2nd. Nick Eggleston suddenly starting to show his face up into the top 5 here. But it's all going on behind the Steve Marsh machine. Marsh, Eggleston would take over 2nd, it looks like, down that inside line. Lisa Shears, pole sitter, starting to move back up to the front as well. And here comes Steve Marsh. Out of turn number 4, Nick Eggleston closing in, tries to put a move. Here he comes. I believe now we're on lap 18 as Eggleston takes over the top spot. Oh, some contact back there. A few cars went up the racetrack, but I think they all saved it. Here comes Cody Poe into the mix here. Haven't talked about the driver of the 32 truck as Nick Eggleston continues to lead. Steve Marsh now closes the door on Cody Poe. He got a good run there off of turn 2 and a good run down the backstretch. He's now closing in on Nick Eggleston for the lead yet again. Here we go. Lap number, I believe it's lap number 19. Yes, 19 put on the board. Marsh out in front. Ben Stern now making it 3 wide for 2nd. Anthony McCurry caught in the middle. There's Sean Galligan in the 27 car. And Steve Marsh, this is all going on behind him. He's got about maybe 6-7 car lengths over everybody else. But Ben Stern is the first guy down that inside line there in 2nd. Could he close in on Steve Marsh? Marsh comes out of turn number 4. He'll hit the stripe and the white flag will wave here in the Cars 200. Here we go. White flag is out. Final lap here at Michigan. Matt Berg suddenly gets into the mix here. 4 wide almost into turn 1. Anthony Nodder suddenly squeezing to the inside. James Bald starting to come up the inside as well. But it's all happening behind Steve Marsh. As these drivers continue to battle amongst themselves, Marsh continues to pace the field by about 3 car lengths. Marsh still out in front. He'll head into turn 3. Could Nodder get a run through these 2 turns? The answer to that is no. He is not close enough. Steve Marsh will come out of turn 4 with a pretty nice margin. And Steve Marsh will go to victory lane here in the Cars 200. Wow. Looking at the statistics here, the Marshes seem to be on quite a run as of late. Let's go back just a week ago. Actually, let's go back 2 weeks. Vincent Marsh took the win in the Truck Series race at Lowe's. Steve Marsh followed it up with a win at Lowe's in the Mobile One Cup Series. And then we went to Chicagoland, where Vincent Marsh took the win in the Snickers Cup Series. And now Steve Marsh here at Michigan goes to victory lane. So I believe that's in 7 events. The Marshes have won 4 of them. Wow. It's quite a role for Steve Marsh and his son Vincent, as they have just really been showing some muscle here in all of their rides in all 3 series. So congratulations to Steve Marsh. That's his first win since taking over that ride for Colin Cropley. Let's take a look at the finishing order now. For the Cars 200, winning the race, Steve Marsh, Anthony Nodder, Philip Stiller, Timmy Pacioli moved up into 4th. We didn't really see that. And Vincent Marsh finished in that, I believe it was 7th position. As you see through the top 20. Adam Chambers finished 26th, but I think that's enough to take the win from Brian Fleener, or take the points lead from Brian Fleener, who finishes 34th. And that's the rest of the finishing order. Now let's take a look at the drivers who came in top 10 in the standings, where they finished. Here you see, this is where they finished. Fleener, 34th. We're going to take in color code those that had fairly good runs and those who had bad runs that are going to take hits in the standings. There you see, Fleener, Harvey, Filter, and Band, they'll drop in the standings. Berg and Eggleston, the only two to get top 20 finishes. They may finish up in the top 5 in points when we leave this race. Well, we're going to be finishing up the race weekend here at Michigan. Next, it'll be the Mobile One Cup Series cars coming for the Cars 300 at Michigan. And then the Snickers Cup Series comes here for the Cars 400, which will finish up the race weekend here at Michigan. And also, just a little bit of Oreo Truck Series news. We have received word that Vincent Marsh has received sponsorship. We're not certain what the sponsor is going to be, though. Hope you've enjoyed today's race. Tune in next time. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Sports Channel. Mobile One and Snickers Cup Series races coming soon.